Hello, my name is Tony Beers, and this is Movie Grades.
And just like the movies, we play out our last scene.
But since we're talking about scenes, another scene that I thought was really good was the scene where Wolverine tells him, Xavier, go back, read my mind.
Yeah.
And then he reads, see all the thing that happened to him. He goes, so much pain, and he goes, go further than that. The scene where he's talking to himself, the future Xavier's talking to the past Xavier. I thought that was a really good scene as well.
Yeah.
I mean, that to me was the whole key of the movie. The old Xavier was making the younger Xavier see what was going on because he didn't believe it.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a good turning point in the movie.
And Professor needed motivation. He needed someone to be his cheerleader,
Yeah.
say, hey, you can do it. You gotta have hope that in the future is gonna turn out right. So yeah, that was a really
at
good
first
scene.
I didn't like that down and depressed,
Broken. He said he was broken. Yeah.
Xavier, and then the way they used it in the movie, I'm like, all right,
Makes
I
sense.
can see it.
Yeah, we saw it in 3D, by the way, and so what do you guys think of that?
It was
It was
alright.
alright.
It wasn't spectacular. I mean, the Quicksilver 3D was cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's what I was about to bring up. That scene with Quicksilver, that was probably the best use of the 3D. Any of the action scenes were really good in the 3D.
Yeah. I thought Captain America in 3D was a lot better than this one.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I just have a thing. I just think Disney does, when Disney actually does the movie, I think they do a lot better in 3D than other movie companies do. I mean, that's just my feeling. I mean, after I seen Tron Legacy in 3D, it just blew my mind how good it was.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's still the best 3D movie I've seen in the last 7 years, So, I thought the 3D was okay. This is the Quicksilver scene. Some of the other stuff was alright. I mean, we're not going to really talk about too much, but it was
Robin
alright.
already spoiled it.
Well, he spoiled some of it. I'm just saying some of the other scenes and stuff.
I
that we-
didn't mean to spoil it.
That's okay. Well, I'll just put a spoiler warning. That's fine.
Okay.
It's not a big deal.
That's because you love me.
And
He's going to use the future past.
the end of the credits scene, by the way, of course, there's gonna be.
Yeah, I'm glad they actually turned the lights off this time so we
Yeah.
can see it, Tony. And me and Captain America were like,
Yeah.
what's going on? Because they had the lights on. So
What'd you think?
I was a little disappointed in that. I mean, I was telling you about it. I mean, it was kind of cool how they had it in there, and obviously us as fans of X-Men knew who it was.
Yeah.
But the casual fan's gonna be like, who's that?
Yeah.
I mean, I think they could have done a little bit better job with introducing the.
Go ahead.
Next.
We're spoiling it, so go ahead.
All right, it's Apocalypse. I mean, that's who I assumed it was because it's Egypt, ancient Egypt,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he's the only one I know if it comes from that time.
Fanboys will get it.
We know what it is, but the average fan is gonna be. They're gonna be like, who's some Egypt person?
Yeah.
What's up with that? I think I even seen something on Yahoo where they're saying, well, who's the enemy at the end of the X-Men movie? And I tried to ignore it because I didn't want, I knew who it was, but I didn't want to see the scene or have it given away because I thought maybe he was going to be in the Lazarus pit or something, something that would be, cool,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you think, Rob?
Me, I kind of figured they would be introducing Apocalypse somehow.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I didn't find nothing wrong with it, but then again, knowing what I know,
Yeah.
being
It
the
was a little
fanboy that I am.
disappointing. I don't know. I don't know. I think they could have done a better job with the Apocalypse thing.
Well, the thing is, I think it's been going all over the internet. A lot. The title of the next X-Men movie is
Age of
Apocalypse.
Is Age of Apocalypse, so people know, or at least the fans know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the scene itself was just. Who cares?
See, I know he didn't even care.
I mean, it's nice that when they showed Apocalypse, but it's kind of like, all right, he was like moving pyramids around or something like that.
He was making the pyramids.
Making-
He was forming them.
Yeah, and I was like, Okay, but it really wasn't nothing. Say like compared to, at the end of the Wolverine, they show Wolverine. I mean, Magneto and Wolverine and Professor X
And they
show
showed
up.
the Trask Industries commercial on TV.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, and it was cool. Like me and you was
Yeah.
watching, and I was like, "Oh my god, I just got chills," and I really
Yeah.
enjoyed that. Like
Yeah,
Captain
exactly.
America, at the end of that credits, I mean, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
It just, if you're gonna do a lead-in like that, at least make it worth something.
Yeah, exciting or something.
Yeah.
This was kind of like.
I mean, like Thor, even Thor: Dark World.
Yeah.
When they had the chick and the guy, Sif, and
Yeah.
I can't think of the guy's name, but when they brought the ether to the ether to the collector, we might as well. We're already doing spoilers
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
To the collector,
Yeah.
I mean, that was a good lead-in scene. I mean, they know the fans are gonna know it's there. Make it worth their while. They're at least staying after the credits for crying out loud. I mean, to me,
Yeah,
this was a
it's
great
yes.
timeline to do something with a lead, like an extra scene, and you're like kind of like disappointed.
Yeah.
And
I was a
then,
little
sometimes when people get up, you want to scream at them, stay after the credits.
Well,
but
why would
still
they
get
after
up. I
something
know.
like that? That little kid was all excited to see something. He's like, "Dad, why were they doing pyramids?"
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
hear him? It's like, okay.
So I think it's about time for final grades. So.
I
first.
I think, like I said, I had a little bit higher expectations just from watching the trailer, but I thought the movie was very good. I know I gave Amazing Spider-Man a B- because I was a little biased because I'm a Spider-Man fan, but I gotta give this one a solid. I got this one as a solid B. I grade it higher.
Okay.
I think they could have done a little bit better things on it. I thought it was a great movie. I didn't think it was like spectacular like say Captain America was, or Pacific Rim last year, or even Thor: Dark World. I thought those movies were great. I mean, stellar movies, and those I love like I said, the opening scene was so good, and then it's just kind of like and then they had a couple of scenes, and then there's some good scenes again, and it's kind of
Yeah.
I just thought. I thought it was a little up and downish sometimes.
Mhm.
I thought it was a good movie.
You mean like a medium level roller coaster at Cedar Point?
Kind of. I mean, something that'll keep you excited, but you're like, oh, okay, here's it,
Yeah.
I don't think it was so up and down like Man of Steel was, where you just totally lost. I thought they did a good job keeping the story together and
Mhm.
characters and all that. So I got to give this a solid B.
Solid B.
Rob.
Well, like you, I had my expectations high. They didn't match it, but there were some good enough scenes. For me, the pacing of the story, just that huge middle, I thought went a little too far
Okay.
longer.
Yeah.
But to see where everything went, and I was kind of let down at the ending because the way that they handled the ending. But
Of the ending or the end credit scene.
the ending.
Okay, you didn't like that. Okay.
No. I don't like things when they're all changed around to be hunky dory. Something could have.
Well, like the Scooby-Doo happy ending.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't mind that so much, but I thought it's just like Wolverine just wakes up and that's it. It's like. and
Well, it was a little bit more than that.
well, you know what I mean.
But through all that,
I don't wanna give it away.
surprisingly, I am giving this a better chance of anything else that I've seen recently, like The Man of Steel. I'm gonna give this a
That
solid
was a
B.
year ago, recent. Solid. Okay, solid B.
Solid B.
Me, I felt, I think I'm kind of on you guys' side in that it wasn't, the huge big blockbuster that I was kind of expecting, but it wasn't. But it was good though. I mean, it wasn't. It wasn't bad at all. I thought it was really good.
It was entertaining. It was.
Yeah.
I thought it was very entertaining.
There was nothing about it that made me say, okay, that's dumb, that's stupid.
No.
I mean, everything flowed great. I mean, unlike Spider-Man,
Yeah.
who had this story which is kind of
All over the place.
all over the place. The tone was all over the place. It was darker at some points and really off the wall, goofy and all that. This one was nice, and and as I always say, had balance. It was perfectly balanced. I thought the tone was perfectly balanced. I mean, you had the darker. The whole movie I thought was pretty dark because
Yeah, it was-
because well, not dark, you know. I mean, it was darker in the future, but it's still kind of dark in the past because you got Professor X all depressed and everything, and broken, exactly like you
That's
said.
the main word he used was
Yeah,
broken.
he says I'm broken.
And and Wolverine comes along and he builds him up and he gets him on his path, and I thought, and I don't think that was a happy ending because since it's with spoilers, they showed Mystique, you know, getting Wolverine there at the end. So I don't think it was as happy as what. Yeah, as William Stryker, I don't think it was as happy as what you thought it was, but I thought I did a great job of wiping the slate clean and starting fresh without actually rebooting the whole thing. It still flows with the other movies. So I thought it was you know, not to use this for an X-Men movie, but I guess you have to, but excellent, you know, put that in there. I thought it was excellent.
Cheese?
Yes.
Cheese, anyone?
So, but it didn't blow my mind or anything like that. So,
Which is what I was expecting. I was
Oh, yeah.
really expecting it to be that movie that just like kicks you right in the head, you know.
Mhm.
And it just, I just like, maybe that's because, like I said, had way
Because
high
you're high-
expectations,
Yeah.
and it just didn't totally fill them. You know, I thought it was good. I thought it was a really good movie.
Mhm.
So-
I think I liked it better than you guys. I'm gonna have to give it a B plus. Maybe an A minus somewhere in there. But I thought it was really. There's nothing bad I can really say about it, except for the fact that it just wasn't. It wasn't amazing. It didn't blow my mind. Say like a movie like Pacific Rim or Captain America. Or
Avengers or
or Avengers or
Or it wasn't
Dark Knight.
uncanny?
No, it wasn't uncanny. But for an X-Men movie, I think it's right up there. I mean, how would you rank these?
I would
Okay.
say this was better than X3.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
I would say out of the X-Men movies, as I'm saying X-Men now, not the Origins.
Yeah.
This is probably the best X-Men movie.
Yeah.
By far. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
And I like the first one a
Wow.
lot, but I think this one was better because just having all the characters together, and you got to see a little bit more of Colossus, which I liked,
Yeah.
and you know, a few other characters that, I mean, because in the other ones it was just centered around Jean Grey, Scott Summers, Wolverine, and Storm. Now you got to see more of Shadowcat, more of Iceman, more of what Iceman could do.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that a lot more, and
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was I think this was the best, as like I said, as an X-Men movie. I'm not talking all the origin stories now, because I like Wolverine a lot too.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, as far as X-Men goes, this was probably the best one out of all of them. And that's my feeling.
Robin.
Now, in the franchise, I am including the other ones,
Okay.
but I definitely felt this one was definitely better
Then what?
than the rest. Including X3, that I really love.
I thought
Wow.
a couple wasn't that great, but that's alright.
I don't think this one's the best. I think for me, 2 is still up there as the best. This might be the second best. Actually, yeah, 2
Okay.
and then this one, and probably X-Men 1, and then Wolverine, and then X3, and then X-Men Origins.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
I mean, out of the first ones, X2
Yeah.
was the best by far. The X2 was at the United one, I think.
yeah,
But I think this one, as far as storyline and having more characters, because I'm just like, I like to see all them. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm just weird, but I like to see all the other X-Men. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
not just the 3 main ones. I mean, man, look at Iceman, he's kicking butt, you know? And,
Yeah, yeah.
and Colossus, man, was awesome. I was
Yeah.
glad to see more of them.
Yeah.
I wish I would have saw more of some of the other ones, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
I mean, but to me, that's why I felt that this
I
is
would
the
have liked
best.
to see more Warpath.
Right.
Which one was he?
He was the guy with the paint over the eyes,
think
and
numbers
long,
nice.
long hair,
Oh,
the Indian
okay.
guy with the knives.
Oh, okay.
He's kind of got the
I don't
Indian
remember.
name Warpath.
You know, he reminds me of. Didn't they have an old Indian character back in the day? His name was.
Thunderbird.
Yeah, he
Thunderbird.
changed into like a bear. And
Well, in the
different-
cartoon.
In the
changed.
cartoon he did.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what his character was. Oh, that's who I remember.
Yeah, yeah.
From the old, like,
Yeah, yeah.
amazing,
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man's amazing
Amazing
friends.
Friend.
But
Actually, they didn't say it, but you know, if continuity-wise, Warpath is actually the brother of Thunderbird.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Well, unless they had him in there.
But okay, we'll say our goodbyes here.
All right.
Yep.
And Jason Case.
Robin Kratzer.
Now, Toy Bears.
We'll
See you next
time. Toxic Pop has a new Facebook page. Like it to see pictures and keep informed about our upcoming events and videos. A link is in the description. Go to www.facebook.com/toxicpop1.